Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Windi Adelia Sari, student number 20 from 3BC class. I will present journal article review about Food and Beverage Department Customer Satisfaction by Tina Linda, Anis Herawati, Kanwo, and Widodo Herusantoso. Volume number 1, issue number 4, date of publication 19 December 2020, pages 123 until 127. It is include 5 pages. The first is abstract. Hospitality is the largest and fastest growing industry in the world. The hospitality industry offers the best service and the best food suites provided in the restaurant. Many ways are done to increase the quality of service and food in the restaurant industry to get customer satisfaction. Food and Beverage Department has important responsibility to maintain the quality of the food and beverage service and product as well. Consumer behavior is the decision-making process by customers in selecting, buying, using, and taking an advantage of product, service, or either experience in order to satisfy the needs and desire for customers. Introduction. Strong competition in the food and beverage industry has made it increasingly important for owners and managers of full-service restaurants to have a competitive advantage in the industry. Service quality is the subjective evaluation of the service made by the customer of the full-service restaurant. Once FSR owners and managers have knowledge of what their customers perceive as important in the service quality process, they can ensure the customer satisfaction and acquire this competitive advantage. Restaurant companies are essential retailers of prepared foods, and their operating performance is influenced by many of the same factors that affect traditional retail stores. As with other sectors of the hospitality industry, the food and beverage industry is very fluid as well. Catering establishments, airline dining, restaurants, dining halls, cafeterias, lounges can all run independently or be a part of larger establishments such as a casino, resort, or cruise ship. This industry employs chefs, cooks, event planners, bartenders, food and beverage managers, and other supporting positions. Suppliers for this industry can also play a role in employment. Study Harjo et al. Stated that many ways are done to increase the quality of service and food in the hotel to get customer satisfaction. Service products have 4 well-documented characteristics which differentiate them from physical products. First, intangibility. Service products are intangible and cannot be evaluated before purchase. Second, heterogeneity. Performance varies from producer to producer. 3. Inseparability of production and consumption. Production and consumption take place simultaneously. And the last, perishability. The product cannot be stored for use later. Customer satisfaction is the leading criterion for determining the quality that is actually delivered to customers through the product or service and by the accompanying servicing. Furthermore, customer satisfaction is recognized as of great importance to all commercial firms because of its influence on repeat purchase and word-of-mouth recommendation. The purpose of this research that knowing customer behavior is one of the things takes to customer satisfaction. When customer feels happy and satisfied with either the food or service, for sure they will come back as a repeated customer. Method. In this research, the writer will be using qualitative and descriptive method. According to 2010 stated that by qualitative we mean that it relies primarily on human perception and understanding. In other words, the instrument of the research is no other than human themselves, which is the research. And according to Neil and Cavill 2007, descriptive research helps researchers generate data that can explain the composition and characteristics of relevant groups. In this research, the descriptive method helps the writer in providing answers to the problems of the research. The writer uses methods research which will support the writer in conducting the research, field research, and interview. The writer will list out 7 questions that the writer used to interview regular guests. 1. How many times have you visited Opal Coffee Medan? 2. How is the responsiveness from Opal Coffee associates or staff? 3. How do you feel about the associates or staff in recognize you and their reaction on handling your order? 4. Do you think our service is good enough? 5. Would you come back for next visit? 6. If it was good, in which service do you think that it was good? 7. If it was bad, in which service do you think it was bad? Results and discussion. In order to check the accuracy and confidence of the data on this topic, the writer used a sort of triangulation techniques by interviewing 3 customers. The writer does another observation through an online research web. From the interview that had been conducted by the writer of 3 customers in Opal Coffee, the writer gained results that will be explained in this paragraph. Mrs. Ratna feels good and quite satisfied with the service provided by Opal Coffee staff. Her only concern is the menu option. She suggested Opal Coffee to add options for Indonesian cuisine. Mrs. Christina gave positive comment and negative comment as well. Based on what she experienced in her visit at Opal Coffee, the staff never mistake her order, means that Opal staff noted the order correctly. But Mrs. Christina felt unsatisfied because staffs were late in delivering her order until she waited for quite long. Lastly, is Mr. Rudy gave his comment of all about Opal service. He feels that Opal staffs are friendly and always keep up the cleanliness for the customers. The writer does an online observation as well, and the writer found that there are some customers given bad comment about speed in delivering the food. The writer does an online observation as well, and the writer found that there are some customers given bad comment about speed and delivering the food. Those comments come from Mr. Slamet Riyadi and Mr. Robin Marpal. Mr. Slamet Riyadi stated that the speed on delivering the food was too slow. As the price of the food and other menu are quite expensive, he feels that the price doesn't worth the service quality. Lastly, Mr. Robin Marpal stated that at that time he was having a business appointment with his client, so he chose Opal Coffee as the venue. But then he feels so unsatisfied with the speed of Opal Coffee staffs in delivering the food. From the interviews and observations that have been made by the writer gets some differences between the result and the theory was studied. Opal Coffee's associates or staff have delivered a good service, hygiene, and communication service to the customer as based on the theory stated by Favre 2003. Readiness, delivery of service, or any promised fulfillment of Opal Coffee itself has a good accuracy. And associates or staff at Opal Coffee are also reliable in completing the page in case of problems will punctually fulfill the promise. So it does not make the customers feel disappointed. Reliability element, which is the company's ability to deliver services appropriately and accurately charging, is the basis for regularity in delivering service at Opal Coffee. Opal Coffee associates or staff are lacking in speed in serving customers. It makes customers feel less satisfied in waitress provide service. It wasn't compatible with the theory of responsiveness element, which is where the servants must be able to quickly and swiftly as well as in providing service to the customers. It was for this reason that some existing researchers presented that the simplest way to know how customers feel and what they want is to ask them. The authors have summarized all the data, interviews, and observations into the conclusion. The writer has also found that consumers in Opal Coffee are satisfied with the state of the environment and comfort, as well as Opal Coffee. However, the customers also feel not satisfied with staff speed in serving the food. But customers in Opal Coffee are also satisfied with the patience in serving customer requests and how the employees handle complaints professionally. According to the conclusion given above, the writer will continue to give the suggestion which, according to the writer perception, they can be input to the company, which are as follows. The employees of Opal Coffee in any position which have direct contact with the customer, either in giving service or food and beverage production, such as waitresses, and chef and barista, they have to improve their speed in serving. The company should conduct training for all the staff in Opal Coffee in order to increase the knowledge about how to build relationships with the customer and to serve professionally. The company can obtain customers' feedback by distribute the guest comment card to avoid delays in delivering orders. As they have 16 tables and 10 waitresses in the restaurants, perhaps Opal Coffee can set one waitress to serve and in charge in for particular table. So, thank you for your attention. I hope with this review can help you adding insight. And if I have mistaken, I apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.